Yo and hello everybody, Mike here, baseball collector. It is Wednesday night and a week from now, like literally a week from now, I'll be walking the show floor in Chicago at the National. Hopefully with a lot of you guys, seeing you there. And I've got one guy that I know is going to be there on the phone with me, and it's Andy. And his channel name is She Blinded Me with Refractors. Blinded me with refractors. Put on some sunglasses. Andy, how you doing, man?
I'm doing good, Mike. How are you?
I'm excited. What about you?
The week cannot go fast enough. If you're a card collector, this is the time of year that gets you the most excited. And I know that we've all of us have been talking about this for a long time, and just can't wait for it to be here.
I've been trying to describe this to my non-collecting friends and forget about it. Like they can't understand. They're like, "So it's a Comic-Con?" No, not a Comic-Con. So it's and you're just like, "No, it's none of those things. It's a bunch of fat old white guys, I guess. It's predominantly."
Yeah, I get that a lot too. With people that are obviously not familiar with the hobby and don't really know what we're talking about, but yeah, they seem to equate it with Comic-Con.
So we got some people joining in. We got Jeremy. What's up, Jeremy? Dan Gifford. Tonight's just a night where Andy and I are going to sit around for however long. We don't know. We'll see. And we are just going to talk about the National and answer questions. I've been getting texts and lots of texts from people, emails asking me a whole bunch of questions. So, I just want to, we got two guys here, me and Andy, that have. Andy, how many Nationals have you been to? How many will this be for you?
This will be my seventh.
Your seventh. Holy crap.
Which the first one that I went to was in 1990 when I was 11 years old.
Mine too. That's crazy. The one in Arlington. That was in Arlington.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I didn't really fully understand like what all was going on at that time. But yeah, it's hard to describe to people.
Let me know if y'all can hear Andy. I hope you can. If you can, I can change some of the sound stuff going on. But I've got my mic on and my phone down here. So hopefully you can hear him. Let me know how that sounds. And Jeremy, you are not bugging me at all. And tonight's a special night, so I want to say hi to everybody. We got Aranya Boys in here, Jonathan Cuban Collector, Mike Canadian Cards, 3000 Hitman, New York Yanks Fan 7, Abel. Abel's going to the National. I know that. Silver Foo Cardboard. So everybody's getting shout outs tonight because it's just a great time to be a collector because you get to start prepping. Have you started getting stuff ready for the National, Andy?
Well, yes. I have a lot of stuff like already laid out, ready to be packed. I haven't actually started like putting things into the bags yet, but I've been thinking about it for a while, so
yeah,
I've got stuff ready to go.
Well, y'all go ahead and hit that like button while you're sitting there, please. Not that it really matters, but why not? Ask questions. We're here to answer questions, so that's what this is for. Andy and I will just talk a little bit in between questions, but if you have things you want to know about the National, please ask. We're happy to answer. And if we don't know the answer, there's this cool thing called Google, and then we could probably find it out. No. Between this, because this is, this will only be my fourth National. But my first one was 1990. Then I went in 2014, 2018, and this will be my first Chicago National. So maybe you can tell me, I'll ask the first question. Tell me, what's different about Chicago? What makes Chicago, from everybody that tells me it's the best place to have the National? So,
well, one of the things, for me personally, growing up as a Cubs fan, I've got to go to several games at Wrigley Field while I'm there, And as far as the venue itself, you're going to see a lot of the same dealers and stuff like that. But I don't know. I've always felt that the Chicago venue is located in a better place. It seems like there's, more restaurants and stuff like that are close by. The location there in Cleveland, it's kind of isolated.
Right.
Whereas in Chicago, there's lots of restaurants around. I think there's a casino that's like maybe a couple of miles away. And there's just a lot of stuff that's really easy to get to as far as that stuff goes. So there's just more options, I guess you might say.
So we got a question here from John. It says, what's the most important day to go if you're a first-timer? What do you think?
Most important day?
Yeah. Or maybe the best day to attend for a first-timer.
Well,
like, are you only going one day, John? That's my question. Are you only going one day? If you are, good luck with that.
Yeah, exactly. I've done it a lot of different ways, during the times that I've went. Like this year, I'll be there Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And I have done it a couple of times where I've been there, Wednesday through Sunday. Sunday is kind of tricky because Sunday is a day where a lot of times you might get a better deal on a certain item just because, the dealers, it's the end of the week, they may not want to pack it up and take it home. But the tricky part about Sunday is a lot of the dealers will start packing up early. And, they're been there all week, so they're ready to get out of there at that point. And so, halfway through Sunday, you may have like 30-40% of the dealers that are leaving.
Right. And I've heard that and experienced that too.
I kind of reverse answered his question because Sunday might be the worst day. But as far as the best day, my favorite day is probably Wednesday, which is kind of odd because, it's only basically a half day. But it's the first day, you get to get in there before, like, the masses have been in and, everything out there, just everything seems fresh, I guess, as far as that goes, because there hasn't been a lot of buying yet.
Right.
So all the good stuff's still there.
That's why Wednesday's my favorite day. And it's because, like you said, everything hasn't been picked through yet. Like especially if you're trying to buy specific things, then the great part about Wednesday is you have all of them to choose from. I'm going after a Clemente rookie. Well, I want all the Clemente rookies available, to look at and see. And so, because I'm going to pay what it is, I'm not going to chintz around. And so, if I get there Saturday and that's my only day, then most, a lot of them will be gone, right, or potentially gone. So,
right.
That's why.
And also, I would say, like, for anybody that's going to be, like, digging through the $1, $5, $10 boxes, there's going to be tons of that stuff there. And obviously, with that kind of stuff, the earlier that you're there, the better, because that stuff really gets picked over a lot.
Absolutely. Thank you, Sox fan Timmy F. He loves the channel. He loves my channel, Andy. What do you think?
That's awesome. That's awesome.
He's the one.
Sounds like a smart guy.
He's the one guy that loves my channel. So, what's up, Dave? I know Dave will be there. Dave's Midlife Card Crisis. Snoop's on. Mark from Kentucky. Man, this is just a who's who. So, Mark and Snoop, I have their YouTube Hall of Fame patches I have to give them when I see them. JMVP, what's up? Man, you have been missing in action, dude. Are you going to the show, John? I want to know if John's going. Hi, Hunter. Let's see. Okay. Do you know any of the baseball players that will be signing there? Yes. There's a list on the TriStar website. You can go see all of the guys signing there. Let's see. Let me look at... we got another question. Is PWCC going to have a booth this year? Yes, they will. Speaking of PWCC, what'd you think about Joe Orlando's kind of open letter to the community in the new issue of the SMR magazine?
Well, we talked a little bit about this earlier, and I read it as kind of like a big slap in the face to basically all of PSA's customers.
Yeah.
Joe Orlando, he kind of came off as the job's too hard. Maybe you guys should figure out a solution to this, which, I mean, that's not really our job. I mean, if we wanted to figure out the solution, then, I mean, why do we need them?
Right.
So I didn't really feel like that was an appropriate response. But as far as, like, PSA and PWCC go, it's going to be very interesting at the show just to kind of see what the atmosphere is like, because there's going to be, rightfully so, there's going to be a lot of upset people that will probably be approaching both of those booths. And what's interesting to me, and I want to get your take on this, Mike, do you actually think that Brent from PWCC will be there? Or
No.
do you think he'll just have...
I absolutely do not think he will be there.
I agree. And it's probably best for everyone, I would say, that he's not there, including himself. Just because, I mean, I think it would be just like a huge circus.
Yeah.
And would kind of, I think it would take away from the show a little bit if he's there, because there'll be so much attention on him.
And I think that's, I almost threw up when I read that letter. I'm just like, that's such a cop-out and weak. But that being said, I think that's all the time we should spend on Slabgate, because this is a time to not sweat all that. That all will be there when we're done with the National. And to me, it's just a time to, because the National is, yes, it's all about cards, but it's about friends and hanging out and seeing people. And I mean, you and I haven't seen each other in a year,
Right.
and you're only 3 hours away, meaning you and I could figure out ways to hang out, and it's just life gets in the way. And so this great opportunity for everybody to hang out, and it's just awesome. So let's just focus on the good stuff. We got to...
Yeah, and I totally agree with you, Mike, because I know for me personally, like, I'm looking forward to the show. I'm looking forward to meeting a lot of people that I've chatted with, texted with throughout this year, that I've met, through YouTube, and, get to actually meet them in person and hang out. Because to me, I mean, that's actually what I'm probably the most excited about the show this year is, just meeting everyone, hanging out with everybody. And obviously the cards are going to be awesome, but I mean, just the whole experience. So yeah, I would advise everyone, don't let all of this, garbage with PSA, PWCC, Beckett, all that stuff. Don't let that, prevent you from having a good time and enjoying yourself.
Absolutely. In fact, if you do, I think you're missing the whole point. But it's not that you can't be upset. That's not what I'm trying to say. And I think you agree. We're all upset.
Yeah.
Nobody's happy about this. But, let's just have a good time, and so we got some questions coming in, which is great. By the way, this is a Q&A. So if you guys have questions about the National, we got a lot of guys joining in. Ask away. Andy and I'm with Andy. She blinded me with refractors. And so here's a question from Jeremy, the Card Dreamer. He says, there's 3 autos I cannot get because the signers are on Sunday. So he's obviously bought either the VIP or Super VIP, and he's not going to be able to be there on Sunday. Is selling them going to be easy or hard, and how much? Depends on who it is, certainly. Usually they're pretty easy to get rid of. Honestly, they're not going to be worth a whole lot. You're talking about $5 to $10 at the most per auto. And so, again, it depends on who it is. But I've looked at the list of VIP signers, and none of them are, overwhelming. I'm not falling over for any of them. And so I would tell you, Jeremy, you're not going to get a whole lot of money for those. But
yeah, off the top of your head, Mike, do you know who the signers are that come with the VIP?
I do. Well, I don't off the top of my head, but I can look really quick. It's they usually have all those kind of hold on. TriStar Productions.
While you're doing that, like, one of the things that I would say as far as that goes, like, cause I'll be getting the VIP package also, and I'm not a huge autograph guy. Like, I'm not going to sit in line and wait and have those guys sign anything. So what I usually do in these situations is I'll find a few kids once I get inside the show, and I'm just going to give them the autograph tickets, like somebody that would, that would be more interested in that and put them to good use.
Yeah. So so if you go to tristarproductions.com and click on shows, it'll pull up the autograph lineup for the National. It was just updated last week. They'll probably update it, and subject to change. There will be guys that cancel last minute, by the way. Just be ready for that. But you got Ralph Garr, who was a 1974 NL batting champ. Bob Hamlin, Rookie of the Year for the Royals. Jim Lefevre, who was Rookie of the Year in '65. Jack McDowell, former White Sox pitcher who won a Cy Young. Jim Perry, brother of Gaylord Perry, who won. And I don't know what days these guys. You can also go further onto this. I'm just looking at the list, and you can see when the show times are that these players are signing. Gary Peters, who won Rookie of the Year. Rick Russell, Dwight Smith, Corey Snyder. Then you got, those are all the baseball guys. And you got Gary Beban, who won a Heisman. You've got Kurt Becker, former Chicago Bear. Dave Wilcox, who is actually a Hall of Famer. That's one Hall of Famer. Chris Zorich.
Didn't he pitch until he was like 50?
Yeah, and he looks like it on the picture they have here. And then they have a couple of hockey guys. And Bill Winnington is also a former Dallas Maverick also.
Chicago Bull, man. He's a Chicago Bull.
Hey, I just got a Facebook message from Garrett, card cutter, who is in the middle of probably the Mediterranean or somewhere.
Oh, wow.
Let's see. Who else we got on here? God, I'm so far
I found
behind.
a question here from Brady Holiday. He said that I'm a young collector and haven't been able to experience the National yet. Can you describe the atmosphere and what it feels like when you first walk in there?
Wow. Overwhelming.
That's a good way to start the answer is wow.
I mean, seriously,
you're going to be...
You literally just say, holy... I mean... You're overwhelmed. It's literally overwhelming. The atmosphere is exciting too. I mean, it's, are you going to find what you need? Are you going to, yeah, John just said overwhelming. Yes, it's overwhelming. There's so much stuff. And you've got it broken down because you've got, the dealer, all the dealer tables set up. Then you've got the corporate areas with tops and upper deck and everybody. Then you got the breaker section, all the breakers doing their live streams, and they'll be live all day, every day. It's just holy shiitake mushrooms kind of atmosphere. What's your feeling on that?
Yeah, I mean, kind of everything you said there, and the breaker section. I've noticed, like, over the last 3, 4, 5 years, it just continues to grow every year as that becomes, bigger and bigger. Obviously, the first time that, you and I went in 1990, that was not a thing.
Not a thing.
Nobody wanted someone else opening their packs for them, I can assure you, back in 1990. So that is a totally new phenomenon. But yeah, it's going to be overwhelming. And like you said, you may not find everything, the exact item you're looking for, but I can promise you that you're going to see a lot of stuff that you never even probably knew existed.
Yeah.
Which is really cool.
But you also can't expect to find everything. Like you think, oh, I'll find it at the National. Maybe. But don't be afraid to ask dealers. If you're walking around, you're looking for something specific and you can't find it and you see something similar at a booth, don't be afraid to ask the dealer, hey, do you have XYZ, whatever you're looking for, because they'll have stuff not being displayed, right? In fact, last year I got my Hank Aaron the Hank Aaron I actually bought, the rookie, was from a guy who had it in a case underneath his table, underneath, kind of behind the scenes, that he didn't even have displayed. So that's just a little
Yeah,
hint, a little tip.
It's funny that you say that too, because the biggest purchase that I made at last year's show was actually it was a sealed case of 2005 Contenders football, and this guy had it locked up in a safe behind the booth. Which, obviously, if I would have not asked about
Right.
Stuff like that, it's never going to be seen otherwise because it's locked up.
Exactly. We got another question from Jeremy. Always ask. Never be afraid to ask. They're there to sell stuff, so they're there to service you and help you. Big question with the VIP. You get 5 COAs from TriStar. Are they only COAs on the autographs you get there, or any item you have? They are only for the items you get signed at the show. You can't just bring something in from the outside and have it TriStar authenticated. That is not how that works. So that's the quick answer to that question.
That makes sense.
Let's see. Well, I wonder if Jab's family will be there.
They generally are.
I would think so. We do have Stocks by Day, Sports by Night. Mr. Nolan Eliteco 3 has joined us. He will be at the show. Nolan is
quite sure he'll be there.
Nolan is surprisingly tall. He's a tall guy, and he's pretty ripped too, if I remember right, because he does he lifts weights and stuff, and I don't.
I think I've heard on his channel that he's done some bodybuilding competitions or something.
Yeah, I'm a fat, pudgy dude, so I just don't.
Answer that for us, Nolan.
Yeah.
Let us know in the comments.
I like what Todd B said. He says it's like the Disney World of card collecting all in one place. Yeah. What's the saying at Disney World? Where your dreams come true, or I can't remember. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's kind of what it is for us card collectors. You walk in there and it's like you're in card heaven.
Dave made a good point here. Dave's Midlife Card Crisis. The first time national advice: don't buy anything in the first 30 minutes. My advice is to take it even a step further. Don't buy anything until you've walked the whole floor, which will literally take you hours if you just walk. My advice is get there and walk the floor. Get a lay of the land, see who has what, because I'm telling you, if you buy something early, you're going to probably regret it, because 10 minutes later, you'll see it and you're like, crap, I could have saved 20% or some, but definitely walk the floor and get it figured out, and write down booths of, okay, I saw this card I'm looking for over here, and I'm going to walk around and see if I can't find it better. If not, I'll go back. But you agree with that?
To your point, as far as writing down the booths, that's huge, because it's hard to describe the way that the aisles are set up, but they're not each aisle. It's not going to be like a straight line.
Right.
You're going to have to dig and zag around, certain booths and stuff like that. So it's very easy to, think that you will remember where something is, and then you come back later and you're just totally lost. So definitely write down the booths. That's a great point, Mike.
New York Yanks fan 7 says Jabs will be pulling a dolly through the exhibit loaded with 90 Topps trade. So true. He'll be buying all the 87 Topps boxes he can find. Oh my gosh.
It's very, very possible.
So, yeah, there's a lot of guys coming to their first national. So again, we've been on 24 minutes. I've got Andy. She blinded me with refractors here. We're kind of just doing some live Q&A with the national, only a week away. We're all excited. Let's see. We've got JT asked a good question.
Mike and Luke, Up North Collectors. Right?
Yeah, my most recent Beyond Cardboard guests. So and I got to meet them at the national. It's so, man, you're just going to meet people. It's just hard to describe. And hopefully you'll come up to us if you see us, and if you see somebody go up, that from YouTube or whatever, go up and say hi. Nobody's going to be a dick or anything.
I told Mike this earlier, and I'm hoping that it's going to be in time for the show. It should be in this week, but I'll be wearing a hat, like just a baseball cap that says she blinded me with refractors on it. That way, I just wanted to have something where, if people were familiar with the channel, wanted to say hi, like, I just wanted to have something where it could, like I said, there's going to be tons of people there, and anything that I could think of just to where it would make it easier for people to meet, to meet people. So.
Well, I think that's how I met you last year. You came up to me and said, "Hi, Mike," kind of thing, and we got to shake hands and become friends now. So that's what it's all about, man.
Here we are, a year later.
That's right, a year later, and you're still talking to me. So what does that tell you? I don't know. I think that probably speaks less of you. Right. So JT, who is Triple Crown 24, has a great question, and it says, "Any tips for negotiating with dealers?" Okay. First of all, that's a great question.
I'll let you take this one first, Mike.
Well, I am, but you're not trying to be a jerk, right? I mean, you got two people with two different jobs. The dealer's job is to sell a card for as much as they can. My job is to buy it for as cheap as I can. So we're already in conflict. Like, we're already in, on opposite ends of the spectrum. And so I just think, what's the harm in asking? What's the harm in making an offer? I don't, these dealers, I'm not trying to insult them, but at the other time, the other point is, I don't care. I don't mean, again, not trying to be rude. It's just, hey, I want a card at this price. You can, take it or leave it. They can say no, and then I walk away, or I offer a different number, or I raise my offer. But to pay sticker price for anything at the National, I think is a fool's errand. I think it's folly. Because, and Dan Gifford brings up a great point right now, is, man, you need to try to bundle stuff too. I make really good deals by going, okay, I may not like your price on a certain card, but if I take a couple of other things and bundle it together and try to increase the leverage, then you have a better chance of making a good deal. But definitely try to negotiate everything. Make an offer. Again, the worst they can say is no. And I promise you, it ain't the only one at the show. Whatever it is, it's not the only one. And so it's very rare that I will buy something. It's got to just scream to me, great deal. Now, I'm not going to negotiate. Actually, that's not true. Let's say you're in a dollar bin and you pull up $15 cards. I'll still offer $12 for, hey, can I have all these for $12? And you say, well, why wouldn't you just pay $15? It's only $3. Well, that's $3 more I can buy something else with. That's just how I look at it. And again, they can say no, right? So that's a long answer to that question, but.
Well, and to your point, like, on some of these cards, especially like I don't want anybody to go to this show for the first time expecting to find, like, the super hot players at the moment that are going to be sticker priced the same as you would find them on eBay, because it's just not going to happen that often.
Right.
But, like, to your point, the sticker price is not really the price. That's, for most of these dealers, that's just kind of like a starting point.
Right.
And yeah, you're going to need to go back and forth and make a deal that both sides can be comfortable with. And I will say that some of the dealers, I don't know how to put this really nicely, but some of them are not going to be as receptive to, offers that are fair, but, they're, in their eyes, I think everybody tends to value their cards more than everyone else does. If that makes sense.
Yeah, you said that actually very nicely. Nicer than I would have. But
yeah, and don't be bummed out whenever there's a dealer that's, a jerk to you. I mean, sadly, that's not out of the norm for some of these guys. So, that you just don't deal with those guys. Just go to the next person. That would be my advice.
Yeah, and again, they're entitled to sell, to put their cards out for whatever prices they want. I'm just not entitled to pay it.
Their cards. Right, exactly.
So Caesar's on here. He's like, can't wait to meet everybody there. By the way, Caesar and Filmington are having a party on Friday night. Me and Dave and Eric, those back pages, are having a party on Thursday night. I say having a party. We're basically just facilitating a meet and greet for everybody to come and hang out. The one on Thursday is going to be at, where is it? The Hyatt Regency, which is where Dave is staying. I'm staying at the Embassy Suites. So are you, Andy. So we'll just kind of walk over there or whatever. But there's a lot of fun stuff for people to get involved in and meet other people besides on the show floor, which is also maybe another point of, I want you to come say hi to me and all that, and so does Andy probably, but dude, I'm there to look at cards, and so I'm going to be, hey, you want to talk? Great, let's go. We'll walk and talk so I can see more stuff, but it's, we'll have plenty of opportunity.
That's something that I thought about earlier today. I was actually thinking about this, is like, how cool will it be to, like, be able to, do a lap around the show with some of these guys that and just to kind of see, like, it's a good chance to get to see what other people are into, because we're all going to be collecting and going after different things, but it's a good chance to kind of get to see what your fellow YouTubers and collectors, how they interact with people, and I think it'll be really cool just to see that whole dynamic.
Yeah, last year I enjoyed walking. I walked around with Andrew a ton. Enough Said Cards. He helped me a ton because he had VCP. So he was using his phone. We were working together on some cards I was trying to buy, and he would look for prices for me and all that kind of stuff. And it's just, walking around with people. I totally agree with you, Andy. Absolutely. And sitting around talking to people. Yeah, Andy's bringing, or not Andy, Dave is bringing some boxes for our Thursday night shindig. That's going to be fun. Let's see. Hendog22 says, what's an average price to expect for flight, hotel, food for 3 days, not including card purchases? Well, I'm not the guy to ask. Maybe Andy can, because I used miles for my flight. I'm staying with a buddy for free in hotel. I'm sharing an Uber with Andy here on the phone from the air. I mean, so there's just I'm not cheap. I'm just being smart. I got that. That just leaves more money for cards, I guess. But so I don't know. What does it run?
I would totally do all that if I had the hookup.
Right. So what do you think? I don't know. I would think hotels are what, $150 a night, $180 a night, something like that.
Yeah, I mean, it just depends. I mean, like, it depends on obviously how far away, like, or how close, I should say, that you want to be to the convention center.
Right.
Like, I probably paid a little bit more just to be right there next to the convention center because, I don't know, I just always feel like just that convenience and then not having to, pay for Ubers and stuff like that, which a lot of the hotels, if you're within a couple of miles, they're probably going to have a shuttle. But I don't know, like I had some bad experiences with the shuttle back and forth in Cleveland last year, and I don't know, I just don't like to deal with that kind of stuff. Like I know, just a quick story, but last year I went to the show with Michael, who was Double X the Beast. You guys have seen him on my channel before, but we had the shuttle come pick us up, and it's like, it's a little van.
Right.
And they were like 30 minutes late, so we were just standing out there waiting for like 30 minutes. And then they showed up, and they didn't have enough room for everybody, so he and I had to actually sit in the back of the van. Like, there was no seat.
Like a piece of luggage? Y'all were like luggage?
Yes, they were like luggage. So, I don't know. That just kind of like, I don't know. I don't like to deal with that stuff. So.
Well,
I'd rather.
There is actually now that I think about it, Andy, there is a shuttle that comes every 20 minutes. I called the hotel for us, and every 20 minutes they have a shuttle from the airport. So maybe we do that. And if or maybe we Uber, who cares? You and I will figure it out, because.
Yeah, awesome, yeah.
But we'll talk about that later. We don't want to bore everyone with our stupid plans here. Let's see. Am I missing some questions? Are you following along on the chat? I don't know.
Yeah. The Cart Dreamer, he says that I paid $415 round trip from Florida plus the 4-night stay. So that seems like a good price.
Yeah. So you're looking at probably, I would guess, and sharing hotel rooms is smart.
Right.
Let's see.
People in Vegas said 4 nights costing me $900, but I'm across the street from the convention center. So see, that's kind of the deal. That's kind of probably the range that I paid, something like that. I'd have to look to see exactly, but
yeah. So
I'll just say like
$1,000
your food and all that stuff. Yeah, I would say $1,000 is probably what you're going to look at. And obviously, each person is going to bring a different amount to spend on cards. I mean, everybody's collecting budget is different, so and that's perfectly fine. So just whatever you're comfortable with at that point.
I have my stack of cash right there. It's literally right here, ready to go.
Nice.
So
those are all hundreds, right?
They were actually.
How much of that is set aside for the casino?
None. I'll do that with different money. That's card money.
All right. Okay. All right.
So Joe is on here, Silver Jackify. Actually, Joe is buying all the drinks every night. So if you see Joe Silver Jackify, go up to him, say hi, I need a drink. And Joe has promised me that he will honor all of those requests for drinks for everyone. And that's awesome. And everybody can go stay.
Definitely take him up on that.
And everybody can go stay at John's house, JMVP. Y'all can go stay at his house because he lives close by.
Okay. Just kidding. Awesome. So it sounds like we don't have to spend that much.
Right. You can go for free. What are you talking about? Joe will buy your drinks.
I'm going to call and cancel everything right now.
That's right. What are we doing? What else are we missing? I think we're getting all these. These are good questions. So don't forget, ask questions.
Wow. Triple Crown 24 says Mike is going to be up at the roulette table laying down his Clemente rookie first thing.
No. Although I do expect, I hope I can get a Clemente rookie, but I got a nice deal worked out with another tuber if I don't find one at the show for Friday. So
you'll definitely be able to get one. That's actually the card that I looked at last year, and I ended up picking up the 52 Tops Willie Mays instead. I was kind of going back and forth between those two.
Not a bad one to.
I looked at a lot of.
Not a bad one.
I looked at a lot of Clementes last year, and there's a lot of them out there. You'll definitely find one. So.
My dog's messing with me down here.
There's a ton of guys on here that'll be able to, obviously scout them out too, help scout out. So
yeah,
you'll get one.
Let's see. Oh, Silver Jackify said yes. I will buy drinks. Heck yeah, he will.
I'm gonna screenshot that.
Yeah, right. Bring that. Good question. How organized are most of the dealers? Man, that runs the entire gambit from super, super organized to an absolute mess. Where you just go, literally, you'll find dealers where cards are just literally thrown in a display case or in boxes. They're just randomly, and then you'll have guys that are totally on top of it, and it's very easy to find what you're looking for. So I wish I could tell you that they're all organized. They're just not. There is one thing that does annoy the piss out of me is it's incredibly busy, and Joe just mentioned it. So, and I'll talk about this, and Andy, you can throw in your 2 cents. So many dealers don't have prices on their cards. They might be on the holder on the back or something on a sticker, but you can't see that. And so the most annoying thing to me as a buyer is I want to go buy and I want to see what they're selling. Let's say I see a Clemente that I want, that I'm interested in, or at least asking about, and there's no price on it. And that dealer's talking to 3 other people. Well, I'm not going to sit there and wait. I'm going to move on unless it just looks like a really good card because they don't have a stupid sticker on it to tell me what price. Because I can look, and says a price that I'm not willing to pay or is way off and I know I can't negotiate that much, then I'll be like, okay, I can move on. To me, it's such a waste of time when dealers don't have prices on their cards, and so many of them don't. So just be ready for that. And you'll have to ask how much for that. And you'd think they'd get tired of people walking by and asking all the time for price, kind of price check on aisle 9, kind of thing all the time.
Well, and even worse is like whenever they don't have a price on it and they're not at the booth.
Right.
So,
Oh, I got to wait for him to get back.
Booth,
Yes.
yeah, you got to wait for him, or you got to call them and they don't answer. Yeah, so that is really annoying, but
it is just kind of part of it. Or
it's definitely part of it.
Here's the funny one: when they don't have a price, and you say, "Hey, how much for that?" and they will go, "Hold on, let me look it up," and they either pull out a Beckett, which is just hilarious, or they look it up on eBay.
Yeah.
Like they'll go look it up on eBay
Right.
for previously sold. Like shouldn't you know how much the stuff is in your case? Like I don't know. Mike's.
One thing I've learned over the years is you don't have to be a genius to be a car dealer.
Right.
A lot of these people, they don't know their own inventory, and yeah, I mean, you'll see some funny stuff. I'm sure you can probably attest to this too, but there's several of the dealers that have been setting up there for 30 plus years, and I swear some of them have the same inventory that they probably had when I went in 1990 that they still bring every year.
It's because they have it priced way too high, and to me, isn't their goal to sell cards? I mean, call me crazy, but
there's a lot of them that it's really not a goal for them. A lot of them, it's interesting you say that, because I know personally a lot of dealers that they actually go to this show and set up mainly to buy.
Right. That's true.
Yeah.
And that may bring up another point we can bring up. People have asked me in emails and stuff how much trading goes on and how much selling, or how much, if you want to bring stuff to sell to dealers, can you do that? And the answer is absolutely. Dang near every booth you walk by will say, "We're buying sports cards." Like, well, no kidding. What are you buying, tiddlywink? Of course they're buying sports cards. But they'll say, "We're buying," or, and so you'll be able to go up and show off whatever you have in a box or whatever, and they'll look through it and give you a number right there. And what are the dealers paying per table per day? I don't know.
Oh, go ahead.
No, a question came in from Dan. What are the dealers paying per table per day? And the answer is, I don't know, but it's on a forum somewhere. I've read it. I know what there's an answer out there somewhere. I just don't know what it is off the top of my head.
I want to say, just off the top of my head, I want to say that to set up for just like a single table, I think it's over $1,000 for the week.
Wow.
So at least a couple $100 a day. So yeah. So I mean, yeah, that's the thing too. A lot of these dealers, if they do get frustrated if you're trying to bargain with them, sometimes that's probably the reason why. Because it costs a lot of money to set up at this show.
Well, I get it, and I'm not. But again, I have a different goal than they do. I have a goal of buying cards as cheap as I can.
Yeah, exactly. You're not there to make them profit.
Yeah, that's their problem. Let's see. We got a lot of cool stuff coming in here. What's the best things to bring to the National? Ridin' Pine Cards. Ridin' Pine Cards, welcome. I don't know that I've ever seen you in my videos before, so howdy.
I like that name.
I do too. Are you talking about to trade, to sell? Like, what are the best things? Like, if you bring, and they're going to absolutely lowball you, by the way. Be prepared for that. Don't be insulted when they come back at 35% book or whatever. Abel just said it really well. They will but you don't have to pay eBay fees. There's some, you can kind of look at it, and I don't have to haul these around anymore or whatever, but you need to have a number that you're willing to sell them for before you walk up to a dealer. Just so you know. So I don't, Ridin' Pine Cards, ask your question in a different way so I can answer it, or Andy can answer it, if it's, because I don't know that I quite.
Well, another thing I was going to mention too about, like, as far as like the dealers will be buying and stuff like that, trading. Another thing that, and this is something that I always do, is other collectors are going to be bringing stuff that they want to move or trade.
Yep.
So there's lots of deals that go on just between people on the floor, like that don't even involve any dealers.
It's a great point.
So, yeah, that's always an option. And like on some of these times, whenever a bunch of us guys get together and stuff, there may be deals that go down there. Who knows?
So he's asking, do I bring PSA or BGS graded cards? Bring whatever you want to sell. They'll buy it. Whatever you think, from low end to high end, they'll have plenty of cash to buy whatever you want to get rid of. So that's my answer. I know that may sound like a cop-out answer, but it's not. It's true. Just bring what you want. You'll find somebody to buy it. I promise.
To answer the question about setting up, Snoop just posted the prices for the tables.
Oh, okay. There you go.
Yeah. So yeah, it's pricey.
Card Dreamer's asking a great question. So if you're at the VIP party, so there are 3 guys signing on Wednesday: Drew Pearson, great Cowboys wide receiver; Ryan Klesko, baseball player; and Bill Cartwright, basketball player. So they're signing at the VIP party, which starts at 3, runs from 3 to 4 on Wednesday. And so they'll be signing in there for people. And then they'll go out to the floor and each sign for an hour out on the floor. Last year, I didn't go to the VIP party. I just waited for those guys to come out on the floor, and then I just went and got them in the line. And so my answer is probably in the party maybe twice, but you'll only be able to give them one item. Then you have to go basically get back in line. And if there's time, it's all a time thing. There's not a piece count or anything like that, like you'll get with some guys. It's absolutely just based on time. And so you'll get there, and as many times as you can go through the line, you can do it. Now on the floor, you'll be able to do that even more. Like with Calvin Murphy last year, there was hardly anybody in his line. You could literally just, a little merry-go-round, just get something signed, go back in line, get something signed, go back in line. It was that fast. And so I'm bringing, 4 or 5 Drew Pearson cards to get signed, 3 Bill Cartwright cards to get signed. So, and I may even pick up some more there. There will be guys there on the floor, dealers, selling cards of those players and having them kind of, apparently available because they know those guys are going to be signing on the floor that day. So, somebody's at my door.
You'll be able to buy photos, 8x10, stuff like that. My advice would be to try to bring your own if you can, because
you talk to everybody, because somebody just came to my door. So you talk to everybody. Hang on, I'll be right back.
Okay. Let's see here. So, Card Dreamer says I have 3 Drew and 3 Cartwright, 2 Ryans. Okay, cool. Let's see. A great point by Nolan Alico 3 says to bring Advil. My back starts barking every year at the National. Yeah, your back is going to hurt. Your feet are going to hurt. You're going to be walking on these concrete floors for however many days you're there, for like 7 or 8 hours a day. So, I've never actually tracked the number of miles that you walk in a day, but it's got to be a lot.
Okay.
Hey, Mike.
What question did you just answer? I have no idea.
I was looking at some of the comments, and Nolan Alico 3 was talking about how to bring Advil because your back's going to start barking.
No doubt.
So we were just kind of talking about that a little bit.
Okay, Mike, how many? I already answered that. Hold on. What's up, CD Collector 31?
Joe. Exactly, Joe.
This is Wayne's World. That's right.
Yeah.
Is the show larger than the 2018? Yes. It was kind of a Jehovah's Witness. No, just kidding. It was some sales dude. I didn't have time for that. I'm like, dude, I'm on the phone. I didn't want to tell him I'm on a YouTube live stream right now.
Yeah, he should have. He totally should have. I'm sure he would have.
Like, hey,
really cool.
Go join in the chat. Like, go get on right now, and maybe I'll talk to you later. Whatever you're selling, I don't know.
Right.
Is that Garth barking? No, my dog's name is Norman, and that was him barking. Joe's laughing. We had a moment outside of Yankee Stadium with a cop. We'll tell you that story at the National. Is the show?
Yeah,
Canadian Cards is asking, is the show larger than whose name is Mike? There's too many Mikes in this bloody community.
there are.
Is it larger than 2018? From what I understand, yes. It looks.
I think it is. Yeah.
It sure looks like it. Yeah. What is the weather looking like for the show? I'm sure it'll be nice. I mean, it's Chicago in the summer. Can't be too bad. Although here it's been weird.
You have a larger show area, but the only downside is you don't have a giant Ferris wheel out in the middle.
That's true. And from what I understand about Chicago, and maybe you can confirm this or other guys on the chat, but the aisles are small. Like in Cleveland, there's plenty of room. Like I felt as I'm walking around Cleveland, like I can have plenty of room, but I heard the aisles are tighter. Is that true in Chicago?
Snoop said they just added 70 more dealers this year.
Wow.
As far as the aisle space, I don't really know, to be honest. I couldn't tell you that.
Maybe some other guys can answer that. But, okay, guys, we're going to be on about 5 more minutes. So if you have any questions about the National, ask them now. We'll be happy to answer them as you're getting ready. Let's see. I've got all my stuff kind of ready. I haven't put in it, like you said earlier, I haven't put them in I don't have my backpack packed or anything, and I'm not taking a fanny pack. I know Joe will have a fanny pack, and I think Abel's going to have a fanny pack, and certainly Caesar's going to have a fanny pack. But where's the National next year? Next year is Atlantic City, New Jersey. AC. What's the best concessions item? I don't know. That's a good question, Andy. What is the best concession item in Chicago?
Well, I generally will go with the $6 hot dog and the $6 Coke. That's kind of, everything there is going to be extremely overpriced, and it's not going to be
high quality.
So, my advice would be, everybody says this, kind of bring some snacks throughout the day, and then once the day's over, you can go, eat a nice dinner somewhere, because it's not, especially because of the fact you're going to be walking around all day. So, if you have like a mediocre chili dog, and, sometimes it doesn't just sit right. So,
right.
Just keep that in mind whenever you make your lunch choice.
And yes, you can bring food into the show. There is a casino, Joe, so we'll be going to the casino. I can promise you that.
Are you going to play cards, Mike, or?
I don't know. Probably, or certainly blackjack, or if they'll probably have a poker room. I don't know.
Yeah, that's what I thought about doing.
But it's something to do late at night. I'll sleep when I'm dead is kind of how I look at the show.
Right.
Like, I've got whatever, 3.5 days of time there, and I'm going to try to take advantage of every minute of it that I can.
We're going to be there roughly 72 hours.
You can go without sleep for 72 hours. Come on.
Yeah.
Okay. Ooh, how about our own poker game at the hotel? Man, I don't want to be taking all y'all's money. Y'all need those for cards.
That sounds interesting right there. That's interesting.
It does.
The MVP sounds like he might be a hustler.
Little shark there. John, are you driving to the show every day from your house, or are you going to stay downtown? I don't know. That's a question for him. Let's see. Is there beer there? Yes. So here's the thing. I've decided not to do my PSA order submission form or whatever before the show, because I'm only doing 5 cards and I don't want to screw with it. So.
Yeah, I don't blame you. It's pricey for sure.
Yeah.
if I had something that was, like high end, maybe I would do it just because a lot of times if you have something like that, you don't like sending it through the mail, so you can actually get it back in person. So that's kind of a plus. But yeah, I mean it's pricey if you're doing stuff that you could just send in like in a just like a standard submission.
Yeah.
Like a bulk pricing or something like that.
Can you do an on-site Beyond Cardboard with Brent Huggins? No, because I would.
We talked about this a little bit earlier, and we don't think that he will actually be there.
I will be shocked if he's there. Honestly, he just needs to stay away. It'll create too much tension.
Crazy if he was there.
Mike G says, getting back into collecting. First of all, Mike. Well, first of all, great name, Mike. But welcome back to the hobby. Still uncertain about going. Would be your first national. You absolutely should go. It is, like we said earlier, it's the Disney World of card. If you're getting back into collecting, there's no better way to start than jumping right into the deep end of the pool and going to the national.
Right. And maybe if you could post this in the comments, Mike G, where would you be coming from?
Yeah, in terms of like physically, like what part of the country you mean?
Yeah. What part of the country would you be traveling from? Yeah.
So Snoop said he's considering joining PSA and selling the 5-card submission tickets. That's interesting. I'm going to join, but Milwaukee, absolutely you should drive from Milwaukee.
Yeah, that's not too far.
Yeah, it is absolutely worth it and totally overwhelming and awe-inspiring and I can't think of enough superlatives to describe the national. So what kinds of things do you think Brent will eventually carry in his prison wallet? We'll see. He's
Dave says he will not be there.
Not Dave will be there. He's talking about Brent.
No. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He's talking about Brent will not be there.
Yeah.
And I think we both agree with that.
Yeah, I would be shocked if he's there. There's just no point. There's nothing good that can come out of that. Him being there would be a fiasco, if you ask me.
Nate says he'll be driving in from Milwaukee, which my question to Nate would be why?
Well, he's flying to Milwaukee with some friends, I think. He is...
Really? Okay. So he's not joking. Okay.
He's not joking. And I think Nate's going to be on later with Essential Credentials on their channel, talking about the National, I believe.
Okay.
So you can catch that probably in the next... when will that be on? 2 hours from now, I think they're going to be live. Joe says, I'm flying in from New Jersey. He says, hopefully, because last year his flight got canceled. He was so pissed. It was hilarious. I hope. Yeah. Because I've never met Joe. There are so many people I haven't met. And so even though I'm friends with them and I talk to them all the time, I have met Joe, actually. We met in New York last month. But there's so many guys I haven't met that I'm looking forward to.
Yeah, me too. I mean, that's going to be like the highlight of the show for me. It's just to meet everybody. As Eric, he, being from the East Coast, whenever he talks about hanging out and talking, he says chew the fat. So that's I'll be looking forward to chewing the fat with everyone. Yeah,
I'm super excited about all of that. Just. The hanging out. So, well, guys, it's been an hour, and that was kind of my plan for this, was given enough, hopefully, questions, getting some stuff answered, and getting to talk to you guys, and continue to just get super excited about the National. So, Andy, man, thanks for hopping on with me here and helping all these.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, this is too funny, or too much fun.
Interact with everybody.
Yeah, we got 1 week. So, everybody, if you're going to be at the National, say hi. Andy and I will see you there. Andy will be wearing his cool She Blinded Me with Refractors hat. I will be wearing.
Hopefully.
I'll be wearing this hat, frontwards or backwards. I haven't, it'll change throughout the week. But come say hi. Love to meet you. Shake your hand, and man, we'll see y'all in a week. I'm out of here.
All right.
Andy, you want to say anything to him before we go?
No, I'm just looking forward to meeting everybody. Just like Mike said, everybody come up, say hi, and let's have a great time.
All right, guys, y'all take care. Have a great night. Have a great rest of your week. Keep collecting.